Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Sentinel's Metamor-Force Gaiking the Night. And another great release. Yep. Now I have to say that this is going to be a blind review, meaning I know little or none at all about the anime or which show this is from. Yeah, unfortunately. I bought this purely from aesthetic looks. It looks amazing. It's like a demon knight. Plus, it's made by Sentinel, which figure company that I really enjoy. Their figures are great. And moving on, yep, I got mine from Ami, and I do have that exclusive acrylic plate, which we'll go over towards the end of the review. Yeah, I did watch a short clip though when they've introduced Gaiking, and it's really cool. I may have to pick up or maybe I'll look if they have the movie OVAs, or it's kind of like a culmination, like a summary. It is a 44 series anime. It's quite long, but we'll see. So here's the box art, and they did say that there's transforming, combining, action, and diecast included. Yep. On the side here, you have this kind of like, there's a Gaiking there. It has that blue side. It reminds me of Dan Koga's box. On the back here, kind of have like an animated, and a more another pose here. And that's pretty much it for the box art. And let's take a look inside. Alright, we got Gaiking here. He stands about, well, 6.5 right on the top of the crest of his head, and about 7.5 right on the top of his horns here. So actually pretty decent tall figure. Yep. It does have quite a bit of a diecast on him. This part here is diecast. This whole cow, the legs here is made of diecast. The feet, I think the shoulder here, the blue part, really nice. Although I think the chest part here, I'm not sure if that's diecast. Maybe the lower part here is diecast, but the top one seems like it's just a painted plastic. Yep. And the back here, yeah, just really nice. I really like the color scheme as well. It's really cool looking. Alright, so in terms of articulation, let's get on that one. So we have the head here. Fairly good articulation. And let me just do a little close up on the face here. It reminds me of Immortan Joe from Mad Max. It looks amazing. There's also some details on the side here of the crest. See if I can get that focused. I'm not sure what that is, but I think that might have been the carrier. Let me see what's the name of that one. The Daikyu Mario. Yep, there is that huge dragon ship, and this is actually the head, which becomes a Gaiking. Yeah, so that's really cool that they have that details there. Moving on, we have the shoulder here. It's on the ball joint. It's a ball joint there, and you also get a ball joint here. You can rotate this. Really cool. Then you get this floating part here. Then you have the elbow. It's double jointed. And I just pop off the hand. So on this one, actually, I also find this a little weird. The wrist joint, there's a gap there. It feels like it's about to pop in half. But it's the same on the other one. I'm not sure if that's just the way it is. So this inner part does collapse. And you do have that. And the elbow is actually really good in terms of when you bend it. You got this nice way to cover it up. It's not just an ugly joint. and I seem to pop off a lot of things. And yeah, for some reason this side skirt here does pop off. Anyways, moving on. So we got that arm there. Then on the chest piece right here, we can lower this down. Right there. There's a little clip there, and you can move this up. We can open. Really interesting. And on the back here, I don't think the wings move at all. It's a fix. Yep. And we go to the torso. We got a bit of movement there. And I don't think there's some on the waist. It's mostly on the mid torso. And you get a little bit of up crunch. Yep. Now on the waist here, or actually this, you get this like a front skirt. It's jointed or segmented. Yeah, actually quite nice that they're able to fold this. Then you have the pretty much the waist to the leg, and you get quite a bit of a range of movement there, which is great. It's kind of interesting how they made this too, in terms of that joint there, the gray piece. Huh. And one of the cool things about on this one is the knee bend. So as you bend this, this one kind of collapses here, or opens up. Then there's a hinge there, and it also pulls down part of the upper leg here. So there's a lot of splits. So that's really cool. Yep. And this is a really good knee bend. Really nice. I like it. And one thing I like about Sentinel is when they do their knee bends. Some of their figures, they're amazing, like Gurren Lagann's. Then moving down, now you have the ankle joint here. Let me just straighten this out. It's also this thing here. It's like just a floating thing. Yep. And there's also a ball joint right here, and which allows you to do or to move the ankle onto the side. Yep. It's a little stiff though. There's no toe joint. Yep. And I think that's about it in terms of our articulation. Alright, before we move on, I wanted to do the transformation thing. Right, so for the transformation thing, and I kind of find this a little weird, but when I when I see it on the show, yeah, actually kind of makes sense. Alright, so the first thing is we pop this out. There we go. It actually just pops off, and you see this peg here, which connects there, and it actually locks everything together. Yep. So let's put this down. And this one pops up, so the peg goes through here. So let's start with this one. This is just a section that flies off. It's really weird. Then the head part here, actually you can push this down. There we go. And then move these horns in front. So this becomes the head of the, it's kind of like the space dragon or the carrier. Yeah, really cool. And this one, you just basically put this on. So you get all these three. And you get that transformation sequence. It's actually not bad. Makes you wonder if they're gonna make the actual space dragon carrier, and you can actually mount this on there. Interesting. So anyways, that's that, and let's just put it back. So it's position this one. You got the legs here again. This pouch just keeps popping off. Alright, so here we go. Just realign it. I kind of wish that the other like Cashion or even Polymar has this configuration in terms of the bend. Yeah, maybe I wasn't too pleased with the Cashion one. Alright, so how do we get this thing out? There we go. Alright, so we're just gonna put this in here. And yeah, it slides up. Then on the back here. So another thing, I have to say, be careful when you're opening this chest here and you have it in this position. There's a tendency that this whole thing will just pop off to the ground, and if you have a hardwood floor, you might end up damaging this. So be careful when you have him on this position. This will slide out, not to mention the lower leg will slide out too. Yeah, almost happened. I was able to catch it. So just a heads up. There we go. Put everything together. And let's go over the accessories. For the first accessory will be this cape. And this has that cord in between, stitch inside, which allows you to basically post the cape once it's on. It's really nice. And they do have these metal rings here, which is great. And for that, we need to remove this. Which, again, this one kind of tends to pop off. And you just gotta insert it in here on each one. There we go. Then you put it back on. I really like this design. It's my first time seeing one, and I really like it. Hope they do this on their future releases. Although this connection does not stay on, I wish the peg is a bit longer. Sometimes I don't know if I'm pushing it all the way in. There's a little peg in there, so you have to put it. It only goes one way. There we go. So hopefully it stays there. So yeah, it's really nice. You can position it in a lot of ways. Yeah, really nice addition. Alright, so that's that. Moving on, let's go with the different pairs of hands, then the shield. Alright, so we already have the closed fist, then you have the open hands here. You get a pair of them. And you have another one for this. I'm not too sure what this is for. And basically, well, why don't we try it? So, pop this off. And from the instruction, you pop this knee off. And I'm not sure. There we go. So just that segment there. Yeah, I'm not too sure what this is, or what it what's that word? Signifies. There we go. Yeah, but yeah, how does this go? Yeah, he's holding it, and yeah, I'm not sure if it's a weapon or some sort, but yeah. Well, that's what this hand for. I have to look into it some more. maybe once I start watching the show, I'll figure out what's the significance of that knee armor. Alright, so moving on. Other than that, you have the hands to hold the weapon. Yep. So let's go ahead and swap that out. Have this problem again with ball joints. How come it won't go in? There we go. But this one pops off easily. I'm not sure if just the socket is loose. Remember, every time you put on, you make sure you have a firm grip. Yeah, it's the socket. There we go. I was some problems with the ball joints. Right, so here we go, and let's go over the shield. The shield is right here. It's really nice. That silver and red and the black. It's really cool. So for this, you put it on here, then kind of slide over, then you close the clasp here. I think it goes all the way in more, but you know, that's good enough. I'm gonna remove it again anyways. So you have the shield there. Then he's a weapon. There's this lance, kind of like a drill. Reminds me of the Dragon Zord's tail. So it's a really cool looking lance. Alright, so to put this on, it's actually a little tricky. There's no way to dismantle this handle. Yeah, kind of wish they did. But to put this on, you start with the thumb, slide it in. The hand is flexible. Keep going. Then you slide it in, get on those 4 fingers, and there you go. Whoops. And it's actually his arm. You're able to hold it. Quite nice. And there you go. You have him in his knight form, or his knight accessories. You got a shield, you got a lance. There you go. Really cool. Alright, so next part, you actually have 2 of these. So you can have him dual wield. It's the same thing if you want to hold it on the other hand. But I'm just gonna set this aside. But there is another option that you can do. You can actually just put the drill on the arm. So you take that out, and on here you pop this out here and put this on. And likewise, you can do the same thing on the other one. So you get like drills coming out of his arm. And yeah, that's a nifty gimmick. Although I'm not too fond of this. I'd rather have him with the lance. So I just want to show that. Kind of wonder if there's other option, and maybe in the show he has a different weapons you can mount there. It does feel like it's a dinosaur themed super robot. Or I think the English adaptation I think they did that. Alright, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the review. There's no base on this one. Oh yeah, we still have to go over that correlate thing. And if you have, I think on the first episode, they say something about flames. So if you have the Tamashi effect parts, you can have it surround him, and there you go. It looks really cool. Alright, so let's move on to the acrylic. Alright, so here's the acrylic. And I think it's kind of like the same as the box art, with the blue silhouette on the back. Really cool. And it does say Ami Ami there. So likewise, it's the same as the other one. You just open this up. You know what, I really like this, and I wouldn't mind paying a little bit of extra. It's a nice background display. I kind of wish they did this with Iron Man as well. And there we go. I think last time I did that, some of the tape was stuck there. Huh. Oh. Okay. Kind of interesting. So that's the back. Here's the front. Likewise, we put this on, and this is the die-cast piece. Ah, this is really cool. Yeah, I might start getting some acrylic prints. This acrylic plate, as they call it. So to put this on, we're just, yeah, I think it just goes here. Or I think this one goes in first. We're just gonna move this. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Yeah, this is really nice. And I'm not sure if HLJ has the bag for Gaiking. I do know that they have that for that Kuga. So, get my lamp out of the way, but you get the idea. It's a nice, nice kind of like a side thing on your display. Although it does take up a lot of space. We have this boat. Yeah, really cool. But this one is a little smaller, and I think they're making this acrylic plate kind of like proportional to the figure, which is good. Alright, that's about it for the review for Sentinel's Gaiking. Another Metamor-Force, I guess, line. And it's really cool. I really like this one. And also, I did pre-order the open face, which will be coming in, I think, next month. Or I think it might have been released this month. I have to go check, but I'll get that too. And yeah, I have to say this is really amazing. And that pretty much concludes the review for Gaiking. And again, I got mine from Ami Ami. You are paying about $150 on this guy. It is quite expensive, but that's kind of like the standard for the Metamor-Force. Although, depending on which line they have the Tatsunoko Heroes, which is about $80. That's your Kashin, Polymorph, and your Gatchaman. Then you also have the Iron Man, which is around 180 to 200. Yeah, there's different price points there. And also sometimes the previous releases, it's kind of weird that there's a trend that they goes on clearance sale. I think it's because they don't have die-cast parts, and the new ones, they are starting to add that, but it depends. For me personally, I prefer minimal use of die-cast since it really weighs down the figure unless they're properly placed. Like for this one, here's a ground unit, and the die-casts are mostly on the legs, which is great. But for other ones, we're kind of like the Tatsunoko Heroes. Those are definitely, you might want to put at least amount of die-cast. Yeah. And I think that's just how it is in terms of pricing as well. And yeah, I think that's about it for the review. And I'm also getting the open face version of Gaiking. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. It's coming out soon, and I cannot wait for that one. I'm really happy with this figure, and that one is kind of like just a recolor, but it's a little different. It's kind of like getting anti-Gurren Lagann. And I'm happy that's not an exclusive, as opposed to the I Am Patriot, which I want to get, but that is a show exclusive, and I don't want to pay 250 to 300 just to get an Iron Man figure. In my opinion, it's not worth it at that point. Might as well get a Hulkbuster with that money, or another Dan Kuga. Anyways, that's that. If you have any questions, let me know. And that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.